inside a church filled with students attending their first mass of the school year.
This story right now is gripping the nation. We have learned that police are confirming at least 2 children ages 8 and 10 were killed in this incident and more than a dozen more injured, some still listed in critical condition. Authorities have shared with us that all of this happened while these children were praying.
Here's Laura Aguirre with the very latest.
There are no words that can capture the horror and the evil of this unspeakable act. Children are dead.
The mayor of Minneapolis in the wake of a shooter's rampage at a Catholic school this morning.
A gunman approached on the outside, on the side of the building, and began firing a rifle through the church windows towards the children sitting in the pews at the mass.
Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says the killer carried 3 guns, a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol.
This was a deliberate act of violence against innocent children and other people worshiping.
First responders found the gunman shortly after converging on the school.
The coward who fired these shots ultimately took his own life in the rear of the church.
Chief O'Hara described the shooter as someone in their early 20s who does not have an extensive known criminal history, adding that it's still too early in the investigation to know if the 3 guns were being carried legally or what the motive may have been. With over a dozen children and adults injured, some critically, there are fears the death toll may rise.
Every one of us needs to be wrapping our arms around these families, and the amount of pain that they are suffering right now is extraordinary.
Pain that the mayor says needs more than words right now.
And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying. It was the first week of school. They were in a church.
The school has set up a reunification center to support the survivors and their families. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
So as you can see, things are still very fluid. That press conference is still going on right now, and our news team will continue to monitor it so we can bring you the latest information. But we're hearing from all of the authorities, including national representatives for the state of Minnesota, Minneapolis, specifically for Minnesota, who have come to this area to share that at that press conference support for the families and how this is really affecting this area.
Those families there and really the entire community of Minneapolis shaken obviously by this unspeakable act. A moment ago we heard the principal for the first time speaking publicly saying that we lost 2 angels today. So much more on this developing story throughout the next couple hours here on 13 News and then of course on NBC Nightly News as well.